Well, this weekend is the divisional matchups of the NFL playoffs. And if we look at 538's win probabilities, every home team is favored to beat the away team in each of the matchups. The one that I think everyone's talking about this weekend is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the New Orleans Saints, mainly because these are two of the oldest quarterbacks in the league, meaning they've been around the longest. They have the most historical data to pull from, and right now 538 is predicting that New Orleans is going to beat Tampa Bay. They're saying they're giving New Orleans a 70.6% chance of beating Tampa Bay when you account for the QBs playing. So that's interesting. It's actually means that they have a slightly better chance when weighted towards QBs, meaning that everyone thinks that, or 538 seems to think that right now New Orleans and Drew Brees are better than Tom Brady. But how accurate is this? What can we look at from the past data to see just how much we should take stock in what we're seeing here? So if we look back at this data, let's see each of the times that Tom Brady has faced off against Drew Brees. So if we select Tom Brady here and look at his opponent as Drew Brees, we can see here the number of correct predictions is just over 50% for each of these. And Tom Brady has only beaten Drew Brees twice for a 28.6% win percentage. And specifically, if we kind of look back here, we have, if we look at our table, taking a look at these wins, the last time that Tom Brady beat Drew Brees was back in 2017. And looking through this year where he's faced Drew Brees twice, it's been situations where even when Tom Brady was favored, it's been a pretty bad beat. Actually, when Tom Brady was favored, it was a blowout in favor of New Orleans, and the other matchup wasn't particularly close either. So they're facing off this weekend. This gives us reason to think that, in fact, Drew Brees is favored against Tom Brady, but let's look at things a little bit closer here. They've only ever played in the regular season. If we look at Tom Brady's history as far as divisional matchups go, select a divisional matchup here, we can see that in divisional matchups, Tom Brady, not including this weekend, has played 15 games. Including this weekend, it's 16. And he's won 13 of those games for an 86.7% win percentage in the divisional matchup. That's some pretty good historical data there. Now, of course, if we look through and see how often Tom Brady was the away team, it's actually only happened twice. And when he's been the away team, looks like it's been against the Chargers in 2007 and Denver in 2006. And those are about 50% win percentage, but that's been a long time. Tom Brady's quite a different player now these days. And in fact, he hasn't lost a divisional matchup in 10 years. 10 years. That's some pretty good data to assume that Tom Brady really knows what he's doing in these matchups. That said, let's pivot here and let's look instead at Drew Brees and see what his history is in divisional matchups. He has fewer matchups to draw from here, though a few more. All of his are 2007 or later, but he only has about a 50% win percentage in divisional matchups. Though the accuracy from those predictions, 83.3%. There's only been one incorrect prediction about Drew Brees. So while there's some data to suggest that Tom Brady can win in the divisional matchup and can beat this prediction, which is a pretty certain prediction if we look at it, I just think there's too many points in favor of Drew Brees for us to say that Tom Brady might end up pulling off the win here. So I'm going to go with the New Orleans Saints over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this weekend.